everybody? We back at it again with a review, but not just any review, a series finale review of the Book of Boba Fett. How do I feel about this? Woo, man. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and jump into this, y'all. Man. I'm not gonna do like a full episode breakdown. I'm just gonna do like the highlights. You know what I'm saying, and things that were brought to my attention. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Book of Boba Fett, episode 7, season finale. Everything comes to a close within an hour. You have my man Boba Fett, Fennec Shan, who's fighting against the Pikes, trying to build their team so they can start this war. You have Mandalorian Din Djarin, who is coming to help, who is also having some issues with detachment from Baby Yoda, Grogu. And you also have, I guess, the people of Freetown, you know what I'm saying, Cobb Vanth people, and what's going on with them. So, man, okay, let me go ahead and just talk about Boba. This is Boba's show, so I'm going to talk about Boba first. First things first. Okay, Boba and Mando teaming up, fantastic. That was going crazy. I was so happy he finally used the knee missiles. You know what I'm saying? Them teaming up using the jetpacks flying around. That was something I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? That was lovely. The Cad Bane, the Cad Bane fight between Boba and Cad Bane. I did want it to be longer, and I didn't want Cad Bane to die. To be honest with you, it was a decent fight. It lets you know how fast Cad Bane really is. You know what I'm saying? He shoots Boba down really quick in a standoff and stands over him. And before the kill shot, Boba uses the gaffy stick to pretty much knock him down and stab him up. But right before that, I thought this was interesting. Cad Bane went ahead and told him, like, you think that those riders, those speed riders, were the ones that killed the Tuskens? Nah, it was the Pikes, bro, or whatever. And I'm like, damn, okay. And you know, earlier in the series, Fennec Shan was like, it's unlikely that those bikers did that to the Tuskens. You know what I'm saying? And Boba kind of brushed it off. So I thought that was interesting. Like, oh shit. But yeah, the fight. Cad Bane is such a really cool character, and they're finally bringing him into live action. And the history between him and Boba Fett is so vast. I mean, you have Django who trained Cat, and you have Cat who trained Boba, and so like they are very close, but they're also rivals. Boba Fett got this dent in his helmet I mentioned in my last review from Cad Bane, and Cad Bane has a plate on his head because of Boba. So this was like almost a long time coming to see it in live action, and the way it ended, I wasn't as satisfied. And I'm not sure if he's even dead because there's like a little lingering scene of a light on his chest that's still going off, like beeping. It could be like a respirator. I don't know, but or be sending off a signal. He could still be alive. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll actually be happy. I mean, it's space. You got the mod guy out there. Anything's possible. Um, but yeah, then you have the Pike sending these droid cars. I don't know if you guys remember them. I'll pull up a picture of from Clone Wars, but it's like a more advanced, bigger, beefier version of these things, and they're just terrorizing the town. They come with shields or whatever, so Mando can't even get through with the dark saber. And it's just, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm liking this. And then all of a sudden, you got Boba. You know what I'm saying? He comes through with the Rancor, riding it, and that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? We get to see a Rancor move like how it's supposed to. Like, I mean, what they did in the originals were dope with the practical effects, but being able to see how the Rancor can actually be so scary and dangerous, he was fucking those droid cars up, man. That was crazy. That was dope. And you have Boba sending Fennec Shan to go kill all the other head bosses and the mayor in their little hideout while all the war is going on. And so the way it's a lot of time going with them, like with the free people of Freetown and Boba's people all fighting the pikes and shooting back and forth. It's a lot of time spent on that, so not like a lot of storytelling, I should say, and so it can get kind of like boring, a little bit, because just blaster fire just going everywhere. But when he brought the Rain Corps in, and when Cad Bane came in, and when Mando and Boba teamed up, that was pretty much the best parts. And Boba sent like the mods off to one certain part of the town, and Black Sanson, and like it was kind of like embarrassing for Boba, I would say, because the way he got finessed and like crossed over, like it was sad, man. Like everybody turned on him, the town, everybody was just it was messed up. So yeah, that line earlier in the series when the guy says nobody respects you, you know what I'm saying, that stuck with him. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, and I don't know. I feel like that was a misfire on the badass Boba part. You know what I'm saying? As far as the writers and giving him things to do. But as far as the more interesting things in the season finale of Book of Boba Fett, you have Grogu, who decides not to go with Luke, but to take the chainmail or whatever and go back to Mando. And so Luke sends Grogu on the X-wing, flown by R2D2, back to Tatooine, which is okay. The X-wing is definitely like a police car now. And you got R2 flying. I think he'll be all right. And he made it there fine, so that was cool. But Grogu and Mando being reunited, I wasn't necessarily expecting that to happen in this episode, but maybe like the beginning of season 3. But shit, Grogu cut. You know what I'm saying? So I think there was a line in episode 6 where Luke is like, man, it's not like I'm really teaching him anything. He's just learning it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's just remembering that he knows it. And so maybe Grogu doesn't need necessarily that much more training as far as where he is now. So maybe he can just, you know what I'm saying, chill with Mando. And we know from the series or the new movies that Ben Solo is the first student in Luke's school. So it all makes sense. Which brings me to another point where I didn't get a chance to do a prediction video, but there were some wild predictions out there, and mine were pretty up there too. I did expect to see Han Solo, and I did expect to see little Ben Solo. I was expecting maybe him to pull up in a Millennium Falcon to drop Ben off or whatever, and we can finally see him and Han and maybe Leia on the same screen at the same time, which would have pretty much, yeah, that would have been a really good season finale little moment, even though it have anything to do with Boba Fett. But they didn't take it there. Grogu pops up alone or whatever, and he's back with Mando. And we know that Mando is no longer a Mandalorian. He is kicked out, basically, apostate, as they called him, and he has to go back to Mandalore to pretty much baptize himself in those waters under whatever. So that storyline is a lot more interesting. You know what I'm saying? I want to see where that goes. I want to see what happens with Grogu and Mando and what obstacles they're gonna come across. Is Moff Gideon gonna come into play again? Which I think he will. Yeah, so Mando's arc is still very much alive and pumping or whatever, and you have Cobb Vanth, who was shot by Cad Bane in episode 6, when we are led to believe that he's dead, but there's like an after credit scene of him in the bacta tank being fixed by the mod guy, Thundercat, and that was like, that could have been easily just shot during the show, like with a side, like, you know what I'm saying, no dialogue, because there was no dialogue. The fact that that was an end credit scene was kind of like pointless and like annoying a little bit, and it kind of annoyed me. You know what I'm saying? I love Cobb Vanth, but why was that like a big after credit scene? It's like, do y'all not know how these things work? It's supposed to be like something to get you excited or something super dope. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was super dope or exciting about that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, but I do like Cobb fans. Um, yeah. So as a whole Boba series, I would have to give this like a 6, maybe even a 5, because it wasn't the Boba that I wanted. Honestly, I wanted that badass Boba from season 2. I wanted the 15% of badass Boba that they gave us in this entire series. Like, it was not enough. And if you guys did want to do some flashbacks, which the Tuskens were fine, but take it further. Show Boba Fett doing one of his missions, his bounties, and turning up, and maybe being in a situation where like it is a moral decision. Maybe there's a kid left behind or something like that. He kind of feels bad. You can see it like this little bits and pieces to him. You know, maybe turning a new leaf or seeing a different way of life, you know what I'm saying? Or not wanting to work for scumbags, like doing scumbag jobs and realizing I'm not necessarily a scumbag. I just work for scumbag people. Like I would have loved to see something like that. That's where I feel like that would have been a better place to take it as far as the flashbacks. Then you show him with the Tuskens building like a family type relationship, you know what I'm saying? Or a leader mentality. Like I didn't like him just getting out the Sarlacc pit and immediately like not at that point, but the first episode he's already turning a new leaf. Like we didn't get to see him go crazy. We did get to finally see him use the knee missiles. Like I said, it was like 15% of the series that showed badass Boba, and that's just like, yeah. If I told you there was a Boba Fett show in this 7 episodes, you would definitely expect him to be turning up and killing a lot of people. But believe it or not, no. But as a Star Wars anthology series, like with no Boba Fett, I mean, not saying he's not in it, but like just not calling it Boba Fett, just a Star Wars anthology series, just different stories put together. This is like a 9 out of 10 because it fills in the blanks for so many things and gives us so much that we wanted to see. Ahsoka and Luke on screen at the same time. Speaking about Anakin, we didn't get a lot of that, but we got just enough, you know what I'm saying, to leave us ready for Ahsoka series. Because I'm pretty sure Luke and Ahsoka are going to meet in the Ahsoka series for the first time. Even though they're already met here, I'm pretty sure they'll do like a flashback type of thing where she meets him for the first time. Because just like Cad Bane and Boba, everybody has been wanting to see Luke and Ahsoka speak or whatever. Anakin trained Ahsoka, and Anakin is Luke's dad. You know what I'm saying? And Ahsoka didn't know that Anakin became good again. So that whole conversation would be just nice to hear. But yeah, a lot of that money probably went to deep fake Luke in that Rancor. Bravo to that. It looks amazing. You guys did great on that. I just feel like we kind of missed the ball on telling the right Boba Fett story. So I'm gonna be interested to see if they do a season 2. If they do, I would like to dive more into Boba Fett's past, as far as him being a bounty hunter, working for Vader, things like that. I mean, we got the Kenobi series coming up pretty soon. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe Boba Fett might have an appearance in there and does some pretty dope stuff. Maybe Boba Fett only doesn't need a whole show, just cameos of him doing badass things. But you guys comment below and let me know how you guys felt about it. Go ahead and rate it if you want. Make sure you hit that like button and please sub if this is your first time. I'm trying to build my community up. Pretty tight knit group around here, so welcome if you're new. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna have Peacemaker tomorrow. Yeah, stay tuned. It's been real with the Real Squad. Peace out.